So I want to give Jose Nunez a shout out for this idea because you guys know the last couple years since I've been doing these goals breakdown videos, I've never done them for the playoffs. It's always been just a regular season type of thing. And Jose said, why not do it for the playoffs? And I said, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Why not? And so instead of showing you all key moments in the series between Philadelphia Union and Chicago Fire, saves, defensive plays, all that stuff, there were quite a few goals scored in this series, so I'm just going to show you the goals in this game. We know the first game at Subaru Park, that one ends 2-2 in regulation. It goes into penalty kicks. The Union win in penalties, and then they go to Chicago where the Union win that game 3-0. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys the goals in this video, and assuming the Union continue to progress in the playoffs, we'll go ahead and look at key defensive plays, saves, goals, what have you, just like we've done throughout the regular season. So this first goal comes courtesy of Indiana Vassilev in the 70th minute. Right here you can see an interception by Jovan Lukic, and what I love about this play is from the time that Lukic intercepted it to the time that Vassilev scores, it takes the Union 14 seconds to go in their own half of the field all the way into Chicago's defensive half. And so you can see Jovan finding Milan Iloski out wide, and Milan loves his options right here. He sees Mikal Uwa 1v1 against Jack Elliott, Chicago playing a back three in this game. Kwame and Pineda, the two defensive midfielders for Chicago Fire, completely taken out of this play with that pass from Jovan Lukic into Milan Iloski. Iloski can just go ahead and drive forward with the ball. He knows that Mikal Uwa has the pace over Jack Elliott, 1v1 out wide, and so it's a perfect ball played forward by Milan Iloski into Uwa, who's going to get there ahead of Jack Elliott, and now he just slows down. And what I love about this is Tai Baribo takes two center backs out of the play. He has two guys on him, draws the attention of two defenders, which is just going to go ahead and allow Indiana Vassilev to run free towards that back post. Kwame, the second defensive midfielder for Chicago Fire, doesn't track Indiana Vassilev, allows him free on the back post right here. And this is just good heads-up play by Mikal Uwa to go ahead and lift this one to the back. It's a great touch here by Indiana Vassilev. And then Vassilev just going to finish beautifully there with his left foot. Nothing Chris Brady could do right there. And 14 seconds. 14 seconds is all that took from the Jovan interception all the way to Vassilev putting the ball in the back of the net. And this is your typical Philadelphia Union style of goal. This is the type of goals that Bradley Cornell wants his team to play. This is the type of goals that we've seen them score throughout the regular season. Quickly turning the team over and then going quick on the counterattack. It's just quick passing. You find your players in 1v1 opportunities, and the Union capitalized with Vassilev. It's a great pass, like I said, by Milan into Mikal. And it's good defense there by Jack Elliott just to slow down Mikal. But Mikal had talked about, okay, Jack Elliott knows what he wants to do because they've played with each other the last couple seasons. And so Mikal catches him off guard a little bit because he cuts this ball inside. Elliott, you can see, not really expecting that. And then it's a beautiful pass right there by Mikal all the way at the back post. Beautiful finish there by Indiana Vassilev. And you can see the little hand wave. Vassilev knew that he was in. He was in so much space, and Mikal gets his pass so perfectly with that left foot. Good trust down by Vassilev. And what I love about this goal is that he hits it hard into the ground. He uses the ground to his advantage to go ahead and put that past Brady at his back post, and the Union go up 1-0. All right, so goal number 2 in this game comes courtesy by Milan Iloski to put the Union up 2-0. Union scored 2 goals 5 minutes apart with Vassilev and then Iloski. And so you have Pineda just going to go ahead and split Jovan Lukic and Danley John Jock here with this pass into Brian Gutierrez. And so there's a split. But what I love is just the pressure there by Danley John Jock and Frankie Westfield to go ahead and win this ball back to turn him over. And now it's just a forward pass by Jovan Lukic into Tai Baribo. And Baribo can then just lay this off into Milan Iloski, who's going to be in yards of space. Because we had mentioned it, playing 5 in the back, Chicago are, they have both of their wingbacks pushed up in Andrew Gutman and Jonathan Dean. And so, again, similar to what we saw with the first goal with Vassilev, it leaves your center backs 1v1, and Jovan can just go ahead and split the two defensive midfielders for Chicago here on this play. Go into Baribo, who can just lay it off wide, and so it's a good find there by Baribo, who knows that Iloski's in lots of space, and it's good recovery here by Elliott initially, but a similar cut-in like we saw with Mikal Uhre. Iloski does it this time, but instead of passing it, Iloski goes in with a shot, a powerful left-footed strike there by Iloski to give the Union a 2-0 lead. A blistering counterattack here by the Philadelphia Union. Similar, again, a lot of similarities with the first goal is exactly what the Union and Bradley Cornell are going to want throughout the playoffs. And it starts with the pressure, winning this ball back quickly, and then looking for it, not going side to side, not passing backwards. It's where's the outlet pass out wide? Where is it centrally? You see the outlet pass centrally to Baribo, and then you find it out wide to Iloski. And what I like about this is, I mentioned it, Jack Elliott does well to eventually close down the space of Iloski. Iloski's looking up. He knows he has no pass on here. He has 0 pass on here for the Union. And so instead of trying to force something, he believes in his 1v1 ability, and that's exactly what he does. Cuts it in right here. But what else is important to notice is what Mikal Uhre does on this play. He's going to go ahead and just box out Wooderman right there to allow the shot by Iloski. You see it again right here. He's going to box him out like a basketball play, closes him out, allows that angle there for Milan Iloski. Could that be a foul? Potentially. No foul was called. It's a beautiful strike here. It's a good play there by Mikal Uhre just to cut off the defender there to allow that small window of opportunity from Iloski to put it past Chris Brady. All right, so the third goal in this game comes courtesy by Jonathan Bamba of Chicago Fire. Scores off of a corner kick here in the 84th minute to bring the Fire within 1. And so you can see ball gets played to Jack Elliott, hits the post right there. And Jonathan Bamba unmarked there is able just to tap this one in. And the Union are calling for an interference by Andrew Gutman. This does go to VAR, or they do have a look, but they tell the referee not to go ahead at VAR. It's a clearing goal. And like I said, Jonathan Bamba brings Chicago Fire within 1. And we'll take a look again because a lot goes on here. You have Kai Wagner marking Jack Elliott, which is a clear mismatch right there. And so Elliott's just going to go ahead and run towards that back post. And there's nothing that Kai Wagner can do, and it hits off of the post. And right here, it's a whole bunch of chaos in front of Andre Blake, a whole bunch of players that are running free. Nobody's marking Jonathan Bamba. Makanya, the closest player to him, but just because this happens so quickly, players lose their markers, and Chicago is able to go ahead and put this one in the back of the net with Bamba. It's disappointing to see the Union concede a set-piece goal. So the final goal in this game comes courtesy by Jack Elliott. Just like we saw the Union score in quick fashion, we see Chicago Fire score 2 goals in the last 11 minutes of this game, which eventually sends it 2 penalty kicks. And so it's a free kick that the Union's wall blocks, but ball gets played out to Elliott, not closed down quick enough, and that's a powerful strike well outside the 18-yard box. Kept it low on the ground, doesn't hit this over. It's a powerful strike, great accuracy there by the former Philadelphia Union center back, and fair play to Elliott for not celebrating. He knows what this club means to him, and yeah, I don't know. A lot of players, I think, in that moment, I think they probably would let the emotions get the best of them. Your team's down by 2, you score 2 goals in the last 11 minutes of this game, you score it late in stoppage time, you send your team to penalty kicks. Yeah, I mean, fair play to Elliott for not celebrating, because I'm not sure a lot of players wouldn't do that in this moment. But we'll see it again here. The Union's wall does its job, but as soon as they block that, you see the pressure on Bamba. But then it's got to be quick pressure on to Jack Elliott, and the Union do try to put pressure on him, but they're not quick enough. It's a powerful strike. It's a quick shot by Jack Elliott right there to keep this low and everything. You can see it curving right there, and there's nothing Andre Blake can do. An even better angle. I mean, great movement on the strike there to keep that low by Elliott. So the first goal in the Chicago Fire versus Philadelphia Union game, in Game 2 at Bridgeview, comes courtesy by Tai Baribo. Yes, you guys remember, 2 out of the 3 goals were mistakes by goalkeeper for Chicago Fire, Jeff Gall. And we'll see that right here in the 8th minute. So Chicago playing out of the back. Ball goes all the way back to Jeff Gall. And Jeff Gall, you notice, not even looking to the right, not even seeing Tai Baribo applying the pressure here. And Baribo is just going to continue to creep on in and apply the pressure while Gall just takes a touch. And he has Jack Elliott right there where he could just quickly lay this off. But it looked like he was trying to boot this long. Baribo right on his feet, able to slot that one into an empty net. A huge mistake there for Gall, who was filling in for Chris Brady, who was unable to go for this game. Just like we saw with Game 1, Philip Zinkernackle wasn't able to go for Chicago, and it turned out to be an even bigger issue in Game 2 with Chris Brady not able to go. And so we'll go ahead and look at that a couple more times. Just, it's mind-blowing that Gall does not see Baribo coming and applying that pressure. And so, again, you have Chicago just building out of the back. You see no pressure, no issue whatsoever. And so the ball gets played out wide. It gets played all the way back to Chris Gall. Takes that touch, and Baribo's just right on his heels. And you can see right here. I'll look. He's looking down at the ball. He's not looking at Baribo. He's looking down to take this first touch. Still hasn't even looked at Baribo. He's looking to his left. He's looking towards Jack Elliott. He's looking upfield. Still not aware of Tai Baribo. And as soon as you can see out of his peripherals the pressure by Tai Baribo, and Baribo is able to just go ahead and just slot it into an empty net because Gall's not looking at the pressure whatsoever. I want to go back and relook. So this is how Chicago were lining up offensively when they go in the back. I had mentioned it. You had Jack Elliott, who probably would have been the easiest pass to make to play this out of the back. You can see Baribo is now going full sprint to close this down. He realizes that there's a chance at the ball that Gall is not looking at him. You can see the Union have multiple players inside Chicago's half trying to take away any short passing options. The only short passing option is Jack Elliott in this case. Could they play this long? Potentially, but Gall does not have the time to play long. Absolutely doesn't have the time to kick that up long. You saw that quick glance over to Jack Elliott, and by the time he looks over, it's too late. Baribo's already put the pressure on. He's already there making a play on the ball, and Baribo's got to be quick. As soon as he wins that ball, he's got to slot it. He can't think, and he puts enough pace on it to put the Union up 1-0. Goal number 2 in this game comes courtesy by Tai Baribo, who gets a brace on the evening. Gets his second goal 8 minutes from his first, where he scored in the 8th minute. And so this play starts with a long throw-in from Kai Wagner going towards the near post. And what I love about this play is Bruno Damiani. Damiani is going to go ahead and make his run, try to pull out as many defenders as he can, as Glesnes will then drop back into that space that Damiani leaves behind, hoping that he can get a 1v1 header. Doesn't really happen here. Chicago defend this well, have 4 people around Jacob Glesnes, but then it's a missed kick there by Philip Zinkernackle. The ball gets played out wide, back to Kai Wagner, and this is where Kai is at his best, sending in crosses. And it's Tai Baribo and Kai Wagner linking up, and we've seen this connection throughout the regular season. It's so vital. It's such a good connection. It's such good awareness between these two players, where Baribo knows when to time his runs as soon as Wagner gets on his left foot. And so you're going to see Baribo is going to make this run inside Jack Elliott, make it inside 2 defenders here for Chicago. Times his run so perfectly. It's the perfect cross in by Kai Wagner into Baribo, who beats Jack Elliott to this ball to put the Union up 2-0, 16 minutes into the game. Beautiful start by the Union. Take advantage with the backup goalkeeper for Chicago Fire. There's nothing that Jeff Gall could have done here on this play. It's just poor defending by Chicago. It's not the greatest header away off of the initial throw-in by Kai, and then Zinkernackle just completely whiffs on his clearance here. We'll see that once more, and it's just good positioning by Jovan Lukic to be there to collect the loose ball and play it out wide to Kai Wagner. We'll get the replay here in a second. But yeah, I mean, it's good stuff, and it's the perfect start for the Philadelphia Union here to start this game. And so, missed clearance there. Jovan keeps it alive, and as soon as it goes out to Kai knows exactly where he wants to place this. Like I said, he picks a spot, lifts his head, knows exactly where Tai Baribo is going to be. It's the perfectly timed run by Baribo in between two defenders here for Chicago Fire. Powerful header there to put the Union up 2-0. So the third and final goal in this game comes courtesy by Bruno Damiani in the 35th minute. And don't forget, it's worth mentioning, prior to this goal by Damiani, Chicago Fire had a penalty kick which was saved by Andre Blake. Jovan Lukic fouled Jack Elliott on a set piece, on a corner kick. Penalty gets given to Chicago. Brian Gutierrez steps up. Not the greatest penalty taken by Gutierrez. Easy save by Andre Blake. And then a few moments later, the Union go down to extend the lead 3-0. And there was really a huge momentum swing with Blake saving that penalty kick, because Chicago could have crawled themselves within one, just like we saw back in Chester. And we all know what happened once Chicago got within one. But you can see Chicago just playing out of the back. Long ball played up top by Jack Elliott. Union keep this in play. They have enough numbers pushed forward into Chicago's half of the field. And again, they're going to go and try to play out of the back. Not the greatest pass back by Jack Elliott into Jeff Gall. But it's still no excuse. We'll look at the bad pass backwards multiple times once we get the replay on this. But the easy pass for Gall would have been just play this out wide. Play it to Jonathan Dean. He's your outlet pass. But instead, he hesitates, he backpedals, and it allows pressure from Milan Iloski. You can see Iloski gave the hand signal, hey, come on, let's push. Let's keep them pinned down into their own half. And then it's, once again, an empty netter for the Union. This time it falls to Bruno Damiani after the deflection by Iloski. And just, what a horrible half for Jeff Gall. Filling in for Chris Brady. Not what you want to see whatsoever from your backup goalkeeper. 2 out of 3 goals, his fault, and that definitely doesn't boast well for his confidence. This is all the Union score throughout the game. Just 3 goals is all they needed in the first half. We'll go ahead and take a look at the replay a couple more times. Not that you guys really need to see it, but look, again, Chicago, they want to play out of the back. They're a team that values possession of the ball under Greg Berhalter, and it's that slight hesitation. It's the step backwards from Jeff Gall because he wants to boot this long. Yes, the pass isn't great, but you have an outlet pass by Jonathan Dean just being out wide, and he just hesitates. And it's enough of a hesitation that it allows Iloski to put on the pressure and get a deflection. It's just really, really poor from Jeff Gall. Good pressure by Iloski, and look, sometimes you got to create your luck, and sometimes your luck's made for you. But the Union take advantage of a couple goalkeeping mistakes, and they advance through this series with a 3-0 win.